Go ahead.
Good evening, welcome to the 7th meeting of the year. Today is May 5th, 2025. Alyssa, can you please read the publication?
In compliance with Chapter 231 of Public Law 1975, notice of this meeting to be held at the Criminal Justice Building, 61 Main Street, South River, has been published in the Home News Tribune on January 5th, 2025, posted on the Municipal Building Bulletin Board, the Borough website, and the front door of the Criminal Justice Building at 61 Main Street, South River.
Roll call.
Mayor Gindi?
Here.
Councilwoman Ballas?
Here.
Councilman DeSantis?
Here.
Councilman DeZemian?
Here.
Councilman Giannakopoulos?
Here.
Councilman Kurczynski?
Here.
Council President Seula?
Here.
Please stand for a salute to the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please stay standing for a moment of silence. You may be seated. We have no proclamations or presentations, so we're going to go on to new business. 2025-150 authorizing reading of 2025 budget by title only. Listen.
Resolution 2025-150, resolution to read budget by title only. Whereas NJSA 40A:4-8 provides that the budget be read by title only at the time of the public hearing if a resolution is passed by not less than the majority of the full governing body, providing that at least 1 week prior to the date of the hearing, a complete copy of the approved budget as advertised will be posted in Town Hall, and copies have been made available by the clerk to persons requiring them. And whereas these two conditions have been met, now therefore be it is hereby resolved, the budget shall be read by title only. Make a motion to pass that resolution.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilwoman Ballas, seconded by Council President Seula.
Councilwoman Ballas?
Yes.
Councilman DeSantis?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Giannakopoulos?
Yes.
Councilman Kurczynski?
Yes.
Council President Seula?
Yes.
Let's adoption of 2025 municipal budget.
I'm going to do the public hearing first.
I'd like to open up to the public, 5 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. Joe Donato from 30 Daly Street, South River. I only have two things. One is the battery project. I asked for information. I did receive the information, hoping that it would answer my questions. I think I'm missing a few things. I've got to go have a chance to go through.
We're talking about the budget.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Public. When you say public, I forgot.
I will remind you of that.
We'll
I will remind you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That's the first call, second call, third call.
Motion closed.
Motion by Councilman Kurczynski, seconded by Council President Seula.
All in favor?
Aye.
Discussion? We have a motion?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Kurczynski, seconded by Councilman DeZemian.
Councilwoman Ballas?
Yes.
Councilman DeSantis?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Giannakopoulos?
Yes.
Councilman Kurczynski?
Yes.
Council President Seula?
Yes.
Whereas adoption of the 2025 municipal budget, public hearing of 2025 budget resolution. We just did it.
We did it.
I am so sorry. Agenda sessions. Ordinance second reading, we have 3. Art, would you like to talk about the first one, 2025-10?
Which one?
The handicap parking.
14?
10.
10.
It's a handicap parking space for Catherine, been approved by the police department.
Okay, thank you. Joe, 2025-11 recreation fees.
Yes, this was recommended by the Recreation Committee to increase some fees and stuff for approval tonight. This came from the Recreation Committee.
Art, 2025-12, which is on Reed Street.
Yeah, this is the parking lot for the Office on Aging. and Recreation Department. We need to have an ordinance in place to enforce people not doing borough business from parking in the lot. That's what this will do.
And then for first reading, we have 4. The EMS, which I could talk a little bit more about it, we are cleaning out the OEM trailer. We found a lot of old OEM material, EMS equipment, which we ended up donating it to the Milltown Rescue Squad since they are one of our mutual aid. So that's for the next ordinance 2025-14, Andrea, which is on the bamboo.
Sure, thank you, Mr. Mayor. 2025-14, this is just an amendment to your property maintenance article. It establishes new ways to plant bamboo, to maintain it in a secluded area, and it also puts in provisions to prevent it from spreading.
Art, can you talk about the 2025-15, which is on the...
What that is the leash law in South River and enforcement of it. The code enforcement officer within the list, they really not part of her function. So we're taking the code enforcement officer out and replacing her with the animal control officer, who had been giving out tickets for every time you see on Facebook that the police found another dog. This will now, when the people come to pick up their dog, they're gonna get a ticket too.
And then Art, the next one, which is the 2025-16.
Maple Street, as you know, the parking is limited in the Office on Aging parking lot. And there was an existing loading zone, thank you. Existing loading zone on Maple Street, there aren't no buildings there anymore. And as long as it's still an ordinance, it can be enforced by the police and we can't park there. So this will take that loading zone away and make more parking.
All right, thank you. Melissa, we're gonna go to the first or second reading, which is the 2025-10.
Ordinance 2025-10, an ordinance to amend the code of the Borough of South River, Chapter 183, entitled Vehicles and Traffic by amending Section 193-31.1, Schedule 2A, handicap parking thereof.
Second.
All right, motion by Councilman DeZemian, second by Councilman DeSantis.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to open it to the public. First call. Second call.
Motion to close public. Second.
Motion by Council President Seola, second by Councilman Giannakopoulos.
All in favor?
Aye.
Council discussion? What is your motion?
Motion to adopt.
Motion by Councilwoman Ballas,
Second.
second by Council President Seola.
Councilwoman Ballas?
Yes.
Councilman DeSantis?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Giannakopoulos?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President Seula?
Yes.
Lesson 2025-11.
Ordinance 2025-11, ordinance of the Borough of South River, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending the Borough Code of the Borough of South River so as to amend Chapter 155 entitled Fees.
Motion by Councilman DeSemian,
Second.
second by Council President Seola.
All in favor?
I'd like to open this to the public. First call. Second call.
Motion to close public.
Second.
Motion by Council President Seola, second by Councilwoman Ballas.
All in favor?
Aye. Council discussion? What is your motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Ballas, second by Councilman Krasinski.
Councilwoman Ballas?
Yes.
Councilman DeSantis?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Giannakopoulos? Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President Seula?
Yes.
Lesson 2025-12.
Ordinance 2025-12, an ordinance of the Borough of South River, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending the Borough Code of the Borough of South River so as to amend Chapter 193 entitled Vehicles and Traffic.
What is your motion?
Make a motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Ballas, second by Councilman DeSantis.
All in favor?
Aye. Opening it to the public.
Jim Hutchison, 38 Virginia Street. I'm speaking on behalf of the Office on Aging.
if this affects, along with Park and Recreation. I strongly urge everybody to support this motion and this ordinance, as there's been times, like weekends and so forth, where members of the Office on Aging and even Park and Rec have gone to the building. Parking lot is full, especially on Sundays. Other people are parking in there, you're not sure what's going on, so we want to make sure that's private property. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? First call.
Motion to close?
Motion by Councilman Krasinski, second by Councilman Giannakopoulos.
All in favor?
Aye.
Council discussion, what is your motion?
Motion to adopt.
Motion by Councilwoman Ballas, second by Councilman DeSantis.
Councilwoman Ballas?
Yes.
Councilman DeSantis?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Giannakopoulos?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President Seula?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna go into first reading. Alyssa, 2025-13, please.
Ordinance 2025-13, an ordinance of the Borough of South River, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, authorizing the sale of various EMS equipment not needed for public use in accordance with the provisions NJSA 40A:12-21.1 to the Milltown Rescue Squad.
Mayor, I move that the council pass ordinance 2025-13 on its first reading by title only, and the clerk be authorized to publish the same as required by law with a second reading and public hearing to be held at 7 p.m. on June the 2nd, 2025 by video conference via Zoom or in the council chambers of the Criminal Justice Building, 61 Main Street, South River, New Jersey.
Second.
Motion by Council President Seula, second by Councilwoman Ballas.
Councilwoman Ballas?
Yes.
Councilman DeSantis?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Giannakopoulos?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President Seula?
Yes.
Alyssa, 2025-14.
Ordinance 2025-14, an ordinance of the Borough of South River, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending the Borough Code of the Borough of South River so as to amend Chapter 258 entitled Property Maintenance.
Mayor, I move that the council pass ordinance 2025-14 on its first reading by title only. The clerk be authorized to publish the same as required by law with a second reading and public hearing to be held at 7 p.m. on June 2nd, 2025 by video conference via Zoom or in the council chambers of the Criminal Justice Building, 61 Main Street, South River, New Jersey.
Second.
Motion by Council President Seula, second by Councilwoman Ballas.
Councilwoman Ballas?
Yes.
Councilman DeSantis?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Giannakopoulos?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President Seula?
Yes.
Alyssa, 2025-15.
Ordinance 2025-15, an ordinance of the Borough of South River, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending the Borough Code of the Borough of South River so as to amend Chapter 108 entitled Animals.
Mayor, I move that the council pass ordinance 2025-15 on its first reading by title only, and the clerk be authorized to publish the same as required by law with a second reading and public hearing to be held at 7 p.m. on June the 2nd, 2025 by video conference via Zoom or in the council chambers of the Criminal Justice Building, 61 Main Street, South River, New Jersey.
Second.
Motion by Council President Seula, second by Councilwoman Ballas.
Councilwoman Ballas?
Yes.
Councilman DeSantis?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Giannakopoulos?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President Seula?
Yes.
Alyssa, 2025-16.
Ordinance 2025-16, an ordinance of the Borough of South River, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending the Borough Code of the Borough of South River so as to amend Chapter 193 entitled Vehicles and Traffic.
Move the council pass ordinance 2025-16 on its first reading by title only. The clerk be authorized to publish the same as required by law with a second reading and public hearing to be held at 7 p.m. on June 2nd, 2025 by a video conference via Zoom or in the council chambers of the Criminal Justice Building, 61 Main Street, South River, New Jersey.
Second.
Motion by Council President Seula, second by Councilwoman Ballas.
Councilwoman Ballas?
Yes.
Councilman DeSantis?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Giannakopoulos?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President Seula?
Yes.
We are going to go into our reports. Justin, CME.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a brief summary of the capital project status report prepared by Bruce Koch from my office. For the NJDOT fiscal year 2023 and 2024 local aid program, the contractor has completed sanitary sewer work and paving on Leonardine Avenue. Speaking with the contractor this week, they plan on coming back the week after Memorial Day to finish their paving. For the 2023 local aid transportation projects grant, our office submitted plans and specs to the DOT for review, and we're waiting on their comment. 2025 local aid program, our South River received a little over $500,000, and our office submitted a proposal for professional services. 2023 electrical substation maintenance, the contractor has completed the testing and maintenance. They sent our office a report this week, and we expect to close them out within the upcoming week. NJDEP Stormwater Assistance Grant, our survey department completed work that was required before May. We submitted a proposal, and I believe it's on today's agenda. And then the last item of the report is the DOT released their list of 2026 municipal aid applications. That's all, thank you.
Thank you. Council, you have anything for Justin?
Just one quick thing, Justin, can you check when they're coming back with the pavement on Leonard Dean? If they're gonna be painting all the intersections up and curb, all that?
Right, after they complete the pavement, they'll be back out there.
Okay, great, thank you.
Joe, CFO?
3 resolutions on the agenda, Mayor. First one is resolution to approve purchase of dispatch furniture under National Co-op. This was provided in the bond ordinance 2 years ago. Second one is a Chapter 159 to include special items of revenue in the budget now that the budget has been adopted. That is recycling tonnage grant, $23,173.20. Recycling enhancement grant, $5,780.25. And 2025 local recreation grant, $89,000, which is for pickleball courts at Barber Park. And then the last one is what Justin just said, resolution for stormwater work for CMA to get that project done by the end of the year, which is a requirement by the state.
Council, you have anything for Joe? All right, Fire Chief.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Currently, all units are in service. We have no issues, and we're on target for this year.
Thank you. Council, anything? Andrew?
I have nothing tonight, Mayor.
Alyssa?
Just that the primary election's coming up, it's gonna be June 10th. The county has sent out the mail-in ballots starting on April 24th, so if you have a mail-in ballot, you can fill it out and you can drop it off at the drop box in front of 48 Washington.
Okay, thank you. Art?
Yeah, first I have Adriano's report from DPW. First, I can report that the substation is 100% operating after the unfortunate incident on Friday. Everything is back working. Also informing the public that he's starting summer hours soon, so we'll be hearing the garbage trucks out earlier than one, because hard for them to work in the heat, so they're out for the next couple of months a little earlier in the day. And they're closed Memorial Day, so there'll be no brush pickup on that Monday. For my report, I can report that 90% of the meter project is completed now. We're down to the last 10, which is like 500 meters, doing some personal visits and phone calls myself. Once that stops, those people who have refused to either heed our letters or have told the person that's been making phone calls over my dead body, they will be telling that to the judge. Because we want to get this done, the meter company wants to get the job completed. They want to be out by the end of May. And you will be seeing people around town starting tomorrow. The subcontractor for the engineering firm for the water main project, it has to do over 100 test pits. So they will be doing test pits. If you see anybody digging a hole, it's the subcontractor of the engineering firm. And the last thing I have is the borough received notice that we have received a $750,000 grant for an all-inclusive playground at Volunteers Park.
It's not the budget yet, though. That'll be in the future, so we have to wait for the state to get
I was
final.
gonna talk about it.
Alright, we gotta wait for final approval from the state.
All right, Council, Councilman Krasinski?
Thank you, Mayor. The Office on Aging will be closed early on Friday, May 23rd, and on May 26th in observance of Memorial Day. Also, we'd also like to remind you that the first day of the month is sign up, and any affairs that the Office on Aging is having or events to sign up by that day, and if you want to reserve yourself a seat. Also, the New Jersey State Property Tax Relief Program is going to have a presentation on May the 8th at Thursday. RSVP is required by May 6th, meaning tomorrow. So if you want to find out a little bit more about the program that the state is running as far as your property tax and everything else, your seniors in your state, please sign up and go to the program. Okay. With that, we have a residential shred paper event coming up, and that's Saturday, June 28th, from 9 till 12 at the DPW yard. With that, that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Yeah, just a couple of things. The Memorial Day Parade, of course, is on May 26th at 1 p.m. starting at Hillside in Maine. If there's any groups that still wish to march, they can contact the Cultural Arts at culturalarts@southriver.org. And they're also taking sponsors from anyone that would like to sponsor them. That helps with the years to come. And they would also like to thank 3 vendors that have made donations. And that would be 33's Bar, the Portuguese Fisherman, and T. Reagan Trucking. Other than that, from them, nothing, but as always, look to your South River Library website. I looked at theirs this week and they did so much stuff up there. Yesterday, they did May the 4th Be With You, and they did a cooking class. They really have some amazing things. Their patio is now open in the back if you want to go out there, bring a snack, read a book. It looks absolutely beautiful. So if you get a chance, take a ride on up. That's all.
Councilman DeZemian?
Thank you, Mayor. With the power outage that took place on Friday, everyone pretty much is aware of, as power was being restored throughout the town, the reason why sections were up and then went back down was because it was putting a stress on the system. And the Borough Electric Department was doing the best they can to continue to improve the areas that were going down and restoring them, and eventually around 10 p.m. all the areas in the town were up and restored along with cable. Many thanks to our electric department and all the departments at DPW that worked on that throughout the day to resolve that issue. I'm currently working with Adam DeHanes, who is the developer of our website, and I'm creating with him a new tab at the top of the main page that will give a status of current projects that are going on in the borough in the current year. So a lot of people have asked questions, and it's a good thing to have something out there that'll give updates on these projects, such as which roads are being paved, park improvements, battery project, explaining it, and what's going on with that, water line replacement project, and new development projects. Currently, the tab says projects blog, and this tab will be completed soon, and people will be able to go in there and then see what's going on with the current projects throughout the town. And it'll be updated when we have new information on those projects. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Sanders?
For the Board of Education, their next public meeting is Thursday, May 22nd at 7 p.m. in the high school auditorium. For Recreation Advisory Board update, registration is now open for Pop Warner football and cheer, football for ages 5 through 13, and cheer for ages 3 through 14, and that is the age as of July 31st of this year. Registration is also open for the summer rec program. This is for South River residents currently in 1st through 7th grades. This program runs July 7th through August 7th. You can visit the Borough website for more details and to register. Go to www.southrivernj.org, click Departments, then Parks and Recreation, and you'll see a link to enroll. If any issues online, you can always call the office at 732-254-4412. And the next Recreation Advisory Board meeting will be Tuesday, June 10th at 7 p.m. at 55 Reach Street. Residents are welcome and encouraged to attend. Thank you.
Councilman Jimmy Collins?
Yes, Mayor. A couple of things. Just to remind everyone that on the 26th, do not put out yard waste. That's Monday, Memorial Day. It's going to be a holiday. And to piggyback on what Hank said, when the power went down that day, a truck had not put down its roll-off and it took down wires. And took down a couple of poles, right? So when the power goes down that way, we have an electric company that's here in town, and we're out there within minutes to start addressing it. Other towns, if you have another power company, I don't want to put down JCP&L and what PSE&G, but you would have to report it. They might get there hours and hours later. We were on site right away. And when you when you turn it back on, you turn it back on temporarily, and your power might be on, and they try to turn it on temporarily so you could have power as quick as possible, but then they got to shut it down to get other lines back on. So it's not that there's some kind of I don't know, people think that they can get better somewhere else. It got done really quick, really efficient, and everyone always thinks the grass is greener somewhere else. It is not. And on top of all that, our rates are staying low, and we got out there and got that power back on the same day. So I see a lot of people knocking us. Our department was out there right away. It was a big deal of that, and so that's what I had to say about that. And what do we have? The Environmental Shade Tree Commission is having a meeting. It's going to be on May 15th. It's a Thursday. Anyone's welcome to come. It's down at the 48 Washington at our Borough Administrative Building. And that's it. That's all I have now.
All right, thank you. I will be holding my comments. Oh,
I'm telling you.
Council President, seal, please.
Report on EDC, they had their spring gathering on May 1st for the businesses to get together and to talk about different things that they can do. We had a representative from the state here explaining grants, low interest loans for all our small business. It was very well received for the people who did attend. A lot of the businesses, for some reason, didn't attend, but we had a great crowd there, and everybody was very happy with the information that was passed on. Again, just to touch base with everybody else is saying, again, thank you, our DPW workers, our streets, roads, sanitation, electric. They all do a great job, and like we said, in an emergency, they're out there in no time. So you can't complain about, we don't do the job. Yes, these guys do the job. They work very hard at it. And if you see them, thank them for a job that they do. And with that, Mayor, right now, that's all I have.
Thank you. We're going to go to mayoral appointments. Human Relations Commission, Shakira Repersod, who we put on. Melissa, consent resolutions. Please read.
Peter,
All right, I'd like to open it up to the public, please. I'm sorry.
Again, good evening, my name's Joe Donato, I live at 30 Daly Street in South River here, and thank you all very much for making me not feel as bad as I did when I first came up here. I appreciate that. Again, two things, the battery project, I'm going to be asking for more information, because it's what I got, although it's a lot, I gotta have time to digest it, and we'll see what happens. I've got concerns and questions, which I will be distributing to everyone on the council when I come to that point, so we don't spend a lot of time up here. Secondly, yes, our utility department is fantastic. I've seen them in operation. I've watched what they've done. I've seen how they've gone by and just repaired something temporarily to go on someplace that's more important. This is Superstorm Sandy. I watched those guys. They are unbelievable. And another group of people that I've found by personal experience recently, I went and got a building permit for my home, doing some work in my home. Everyone down at the Borough Hall, Patty in particular, and all the inspectors have been fantastic. They're very concerned about people. They give some insightful comments, and they've always been. I don't think I've met anyone. I'm a civil service worker, so but I haven't met anyone in the borough that has ever been disrespectful or blow me off or anything like this. They are great. And I wish there were more people like that. Couple of bad apples from time to time. And nothing goes perfect. I am not perfect. But they do the best they can, and they do an honest job. So I like to commend everybody in the borough, all the borough employees for what they do. It's fantastic. Other than that, if they're going to give you a piece of good information, people complain about the civil service workers. They don't do this, they don't do that, they're not responsive, and we are. And the workers here in South River definitely are. And that's, like I say, from personal experience. So that being said, you all have a good rest of the month, and I'll see you again next month.
Thank you.
You guys too.
Jim Hutchison, 38 Virginia Street. Again, speaking on behalf of the Office on Aging, thank you for supporting that ordinance associated with no parking at 55 Reed Street. Also, I urge you to support the 25-16 parking on Maple. Again, seniors park over there. It gives them an opportunity then of more parking. So hopefully at our next meeting you can support that. Speaking on behalf now of Jim Hutchison, 38 Virginia Street. Donna, condolences to you and your family. Tragic news. Very, very sorry to hear about that. Second off, echoing what we've talked about as far as the electric company. As someone who spent nearly 20 years at a public utility in Pennsylvania, electric public utility, you're absolutely right. You have to call it in. Crew has to then get gathered, drive in. Sometimes they wait for markouts to clear. They do all things before they even get to the job site. Our crews are out there right away. I've heard about some of the postings that if we would have had another utility, the power would have been back on. No way. No way. That was a mess. That was an absolute mess. As Councilman Giannakopoulos stated, the dump truck came through with the dump up. First off, it's a violation of your CDL license. Second off, there's probably an alarm inside that was going off. The dump truck was up. And then ripped down all the lines, not just our lines, cable, fiber optics. It was a real mess out there. So all of that took place, cross arms broken. I mean, it was just a real mess. Yeah, it's a little bit warm out now, so people are running their air conditioners. We are we're a summer peaking utility as far as electric is concerned. We use more electricity in the summertime. So those air conditioners and everything else starts kicking back on. All three-phase stuff starts kicking back on in the area. It surges, puts a strain on the system. That's why, again, things start tripping again. So you have to reset things and you have to start bringing things on in a very much a planned situation. But for the amount of disastrous work that was out there, and for the time that we actually got service back to everybody in that area, that was amazing. The guys in the electric company did a fabulous job, an absolutely fabulous job. If that would have been another one, another utility, public utility, I'd say it would have been days. We would have been out for days. Just remember Hurricane Sandy.
Mm-hmm.
We were back in 3 days. 3 days. There were some areas that were out 3 weeks, 4 weeks or longer. That's a testament to the folks that we have working for us here. One last comment. At the end of Collin, before you get into Heritage Hills, there's that small strip that goes one way. That road has been closed. Is that open now?
No.
What's going on out there?
So that road was originally supposed to be closed when Heritage Hills and Heritage Landing was made. Unfortunately, it was left open. It was supposed
So we're just going to close that off?
We're closing it off. And the reason we're closing it off is because we have lots of videos showing how people were
Going
disrespecting the
against the
actual
right.
law. So it's a safety hazard.
I understand that. My first-hand knowledge, the bus driver used to use that the right way, going back to DPW and so forth. So it made it easier to pick up some people. But hey, just go out and take Leonard D around. It's not a problem. So thank you, folks. And for those that are listening, whatever, happy Mother's Day.
Anyone else from the public? First call, second call.
Motion to close public?
Motion by Council President Seola,
Second.
second by Councilwoman Bell.
All in favor?
Aye.
Melissa, can you read the resolutions, please?
Whereas Resolution 2025-01 authorizes the Borough Council to utilize the consent agenda to adopt various resolutions of a routine and non-controversial nature at one time. Now therefore be it is hereby resolved that the below listed resolutions are hereby adopted by the Borough Council in whole, as if the same were individually acted upon. Consent Resolutions 2025-152 to 2025-167. 152, resolution authorizing an abandoned vehicle auction. 153, awarding a contract to CME Associates for professional services. 154, insertion of any special item of revenue in the budget. 155, appoint South River Free Public Library Board of Trustees members. 156, appointment of special law enforcement officers, Class 1. 157, authorized DPW vehicle auction. 158, appointment of summer help to the Department of Public Works. 159, support for suitability of cannabis business for 480 dispensary. 160, appointing Board of Health member. 161, authorizing the purchase of police dispatch furniture. 162, authorize certain utility refunds. 163, resolution amending appointment of OEM members. 164, accept April 7, 2025 regular and executive session minutes. 165, authorize the bills and claims list. 166, appointing member to Economic Development Commission. 167, awarding a contract to Software Realty Services Group Incorporated for appraisal services.
What is your motion?
Motion made.
Motion by Councilwoman Ballas,
Second.
second by Council President Seola.
Councilwoman Ballas?
Yes.
Councilman DeSantis?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Janikopoulos?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes, with the, I wish to abstain from resolution 159.
Council President Seola?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna start at governing body comments from Councilman Janikopoulos.
I'd just like to wish Happy Mother's Day out there. And the Memorial Day Parade, it's great. Have the, coming down Main Street. It's fun. All the groups are out there. Let's all cheer for them. And honor the reason we have the Memorial Day celebration to begin with. Thank you, Mayor. That's all I have.
Councilman DeSantis?
Yes, I just want to further touch on some of the electric utility stuff that was brought up. I also saw some of the comments that people had made based on the response time and the costs and just some things. And I'm a very number analytical driven person, so I just want to give some statistics that I have because I've asked some questions and I just want to provide some answers for those that have made some comments. The New Jersey Public Power Authority, they published a report. It's based on this coming June 2025 electric rates at 855 kilowatts per hour. These will be your average rates in the state of New Jersey. Atlantic City Electric, $228. JCP&L, $175. PSE&G, $208. Rockland Electric, $220. Those IOUs, which are investor-owned utilities, average $207.98. South River will be $177.19. So the idea that South River has high electric rates is just untrue at this point. So I think we should all understand that. There are 8 municipality-owned utilities in the state of New Jersey: Lavalette, Madison, Milltown, Park Ridge, Pemberton, Seaside Heights, and Vineland. Those 8 average $177.09. So South River is $177.19. So when it comes to municipality owned, we're right on par with the rest. I'll further add that we have made an investment of $1.4 million of capital investments over the last 5 years. And out of the 8 utilities that are owned by municipalities, we're one of only 4 that have 0 debt in our electric utility. Secondly, the SAIDI is an industry metric that is used to measure electric reliability. The lower the number, the better the score. In 2023, New England utilities had an average SAIDI score of 489.3 minutes. Mid-Atlantic utilities had a score of 196.8 minutes. That means that the average home in New England was without power for 489 minutes in 2023, and the average home in the Mid-Atlantic was 196 minutes. South River's score was 69 minutes. Now, I understand that as residents, we're impacted by the outages personally, but the idea that our power is not reliable or less reliable when compared to others is false based on this data. To add to that, the 8 municipality report only included Madison Township SAIDI of 80.4. Therefore, we were the lowest SAIDI out of all the 8 municipalities. This was to show the reliability of a municipality-owned utility. So I just want everyone to understand that 10 years ago, the statement might have been true, but in 2025 it's not. And as we move forward and do things in this borough that make sense, we will continue to keep electric rates low while everyone else goes up. And that's our promise to you, and this is published data. This is not an opinion or a Facebook post, this is a fact. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilman Zeman?
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to acknowledge Mr. Ivanovich, a lifelong resident of South River, passed away this past Friday. Saying his name because in the past years he was on the Municipal Allowance and the Planning Board committees. Condolences to his family. The next free concert at the Imperial Music Center will be Sunday, June 1st at 2 o'clock. It's a free concert. It's at the Imperial Music Center. It's a lot of fun, good music, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And that's it, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Ballas?
I just have one thing. I just want to thank everybody for, my sister told me not to do this, for your thoughts and prayers on the passing of my sister. We appreciate everything that everybody sent us. It's okay. You go.
Councilman Kitchen?
You go up there. You go up there.
Again? Okay, first off, I'd like to extend my condolences personally. But also, I'd like to thank the public service workers of South River for all of the fine work they do between our police, our fire, especially our DPW for maintaining our parks, roads, streets, electric utility, water department, everything else. Also, I wish all of the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day. And Memorial Day is one day that we remember those that went before us that give us this land of freedom. Thank you.
Council President Seola?
Thank you. Again, condolences, Donna, for your sister. Wish your family the same. Like to say Happy Mother's Day to everybody, and Happy Memorial Day, and please turn out for the parade. And if you see a veteran, thank him for his service. Without them, I don't know where we'd be. But again, thank a veteran. That's all I have.
Thank you. Well, here we are, we got another $750,000 in grant money from the New Jersey DEP Garden State Preservation Trust for the Green Acres. This is for our playgrounds, to be exact, Kwiatkowski Park. Nice, what?
Volunteers.
Volunteers. And congratulate the administration, nice work by Joe as well as Dawn. We also received another grant, $89,000. Governor Murphy, along with the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs, for pickleball courts at Varga Park. Yes, we're moving parks forward. So when anybody says these parks are not getting established, they're getting well established. And I thank the administration once again for the work that they do with their grants. DPW, Police Department, Fire Department, and especially the OEM did a remarkable job at the truck accident that happened on Whitehead Avenue, taking out 2 poles affecting pretty much the south side of the South River. The electricity was down for quite a while, but they came forward and they stayed around the clock until this was back up and running. So I congratulate each and every one of these people for doing what they did. I'm happy to announce that the council, as well as myself, we will be hosting the Frost on a Pumpkin this coming October. We will have a date presented at our next council meeting. Anyone that's interested in helping out, reach out to me as well as the rest of the council. We'll let you know when our next meeting is gonna be. Memorial Day, it's a day of remembrance. Thank your vets. They're the reason that we're here today. The weather's getting good, really good, exception of this week, lots of rain. Kids are out playing, please drive slowly. I can't tell you how much this means to me when you're driving under the speed limit if possible. I know it's asking a lot through these inner streets, but these kids are running up and down. And last, for all you mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. Have a happy and healthy day. As well as you. Thank you. We are going to be going into executive session. We are not going to be taking any actions when we come out. You're more than welcome to hang out if you like, it's up to you. Alyssa, will you please read the 2025-168?
Resolution 2025-168, whereas Section 8 of Chapter 231, Public Law of 1975 prevents the exclusion of the general public from a meeting of the governing body under certain circumstances. And whereas the mayor and council of the Borough of South River are of the opinion such circumstances presently exist, now therefore be it is hereby resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of South River in the county of Middlesex, state of New Jersey, that the public be excluded upon the hereinafter specific subject matter, and that such subject matter to be so discussed is as follows: property acquisition and contract negotiations. Be it further resolved that such record of the above discussion will be made public when confidentiality is no longer required. The Borough Council of the Borough of South River may or may not take formal action at the conclusion of the executive session.
Motion to go into closed?
Second.
Motion by Councilman Krasinski, second by Councilwoman Ballas.
Councilman Ballas?
Yes.
Councilman DeSantis?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Giannakopoulos?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President Seula?
Yes.